Hi, Patrick here from Half Cheetah Worldview, and welcome to Tubi Tuesday, brought to you by our favorite bat and co-pilot of the Midnight Society, Lucard. And why do you say? Why am I calling him a bat? Well, think about his name. Once you put it together, you'll understand. All right. So Lucard has done the Tubi Tuesday, and so we're continuing our quest on Tubi Tuesday. We're going to continue our look at A Man Called Hawk, which was a spin-off series to Spencer for Hire, and it ran for 13 episodes in 1989, and starred Avery Brooks and Moses Gunn. So episode 1 is already up on the channel, so if you need to see that, there you go. Episode 2 is called a Time and a Place, and this concerns a cop named Brogan who is out to find his partner's killer. Brogan's an old-fashioned tough guy cop. Hard living, hard driving. Sometimes acts before he thinks, and so he is on a collision course with our main man Hawk, played by Avery Brooks, as I mentioned, in Washington D.C. And when a jailhouse snitch gives up Hawk to Brogan, this leads Brogan to chase down Hawk for the killer of his partner. Of course, Hawk has nothing to do with this, and they don't know they're being played by a mob boss who wants revenge on Hawk. Not only he wants revenge on Hawk because he killed his brother, and the mob boss also went to jail for 5 years. So he's got an itch to scratch with everybody. Of course, this leads to conflict to Brogan and Hawk. They have they don't like each other. They're very, Hawk baits him on. Brogan jumps at it. They have a huge fight in the middle of the episode, and then Brogan realizes that his partner may not have seemed as Snow White as he had imagined, and he has basically he takes a beating from Hawk to sort of get into his head that maybe he's fighting on the wrong side this time. There's a subplot with Brogan that his ex-wife is now pregnant. They got back together after they got divorced, and then she's about ready to pop. And so there's a subplot where Brogan's taking care of his ex-wife, and she's on him to live better as he's a heavy smoker, and she's after him on the episode to quit smoking. So Hawk and Brogan end up actually having a grudging respect for each other, and they go ahead and they realize they're both being set up by the mob boss, so they take the fight to him. And yeah. So when I watched this episode, there's two things I noticed. One is the cast. The guest cast for this episode was quite strong. Had J.O. Sanders, who's a very well-known character actor. He's done just about everything you could think of. He played Officer Brogan. Never seen this side of him before. He's always been in a role where he's played either the villain, a smarmy villain, or he's played like in A Person of Interest, or he plays a good guy, like a cop figure or whatnot, like in this one, but a little bit more, a lot more gentler. But him playing a hot-headed cop was a little different. You never seen him act like that before, so that was sort of cool. The other thing too that really caught me was who else was in this episode was none other than Anthony LaPaglia. La Paglia. Well, once you see him because he's been in just about everything too. Super strong actor. He's from Australia. He was at one time married to the lovely Gia Caritas, but that did not work out. He has done tons. He starred in. He starred in a couple of series, including many of you guys might know him from Let's see, what's the series that he was in? He was in a series called Without a Trace, which I've actually reviewed a couple seasons on my blog. He's really good actor, really quiet, and very really intense. And this is the early episode for him, early American appearance for him. He had been a star in Australia before he came over here. Well, of course, Moses Gunn was in this too. He was playing old band, and there's a brief appearance by Wesley Snipes of all people, playing Nicholas Murdoch. So if you blink, you'll miss him. The writers for this episode include William Robert Yates, who also worked on Spencer for Hire. The director was a very firm and veteran TV hand, Winnet Colby, who did over 50 episodes of Star Trek and a ton of other TV episodes. So the writing for this episode just wasn't as good as the first one. The cast was really good, but the story was a little generic. And while at first you're thinking maybe they're trying to set up Hawk with a police contact, because that's how most of these private eye shows go. They always going to have some sort of police contact, and so you're thinking maybe that's what's going to happen with Hawk and Officer Brogan, but unfortunately it does not happen that way. And you have to watch the episode to see why not. But overall, the story was a little soft, but the cast is definitely worth checking out. So yeah, at this point in time, they advanced Hawk's story just a little bit, not as much as the first episode. Here, Hawk is pretty much reacting to everything that's coming at him. He's not really proactive like he was in the first episode. They have a pretty good fight scene in the middle of the episode between Hawk and Brogan. He's got some nice moves for a big man, but of course this is also established as Hawk. If you don't know the character, he also Hawk used to box, and of course he used to box down in the books too. It's known that he could box. In fact, it was always, that's probably the one part of the character where Spencer was probably a little bit superior to Hawk was in the ring, because Spencer was a bit of he was a professional boxer, but Hawk's very good as well, and so the fight they have in the middle of the episode is not too bad. Of course, we're shooting on location, nice. Just the ending of the story is a little bit pat, yeah. Wasn't, like I said, wasn't the strongest episode, but still did nice. It was still decent. I recommend it. So that is episode 2 for A Man Called Hawk, A Time and a Place. All right. If you're new to the channel, you're new to me doing a deep dive on A Man Called Hawk, A Man Called Hawk. You can go ahead and hit the description box below. I'll have a link to the first episode I reviewed. And that's it for my Tubi Tuesday. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Wow, this episode actually got a very high rating on IMdb. An 8 out of 10. Not bad. All right, that's it for us. We'll talk to you soon.